Hi, I'm Dennis Goodwin. I'm the product owner for AlertSite here at SmartBear. I'm going to show you some new functionality we recently introduced, which is the ability to create an endpoint monitor from a Swagger or OpenAPI definition. What this lets you do is reuse the definitions you've already created in Swagger and easily make monitors from them. So it lets you integrate the monitor creation process into your software development lifecycle. Makes it real easy to reuse, makes it real easy to move those monitors from different points in the lifecycle, from dev to QA to testing into production, as well as to move those monitors across groups. So you can get the development folks, the QA folks, and the operations folks all on the same page, letting the people who are most familiar with those APIs create the definitions. Everybody else can leverage those definitions to create the monitors they need. So let's give it a look. Okay, so we're going to start from the AlertSite dashboard. And what you see here are existing monitors that we've already created, depicted as tiles on the screen. So we click Add New and Monitor, and now you'll see we have a variety of monitor types that can be created. We're looking at APIs right now, and specifically the single endpoint API version. So we click that, and it's a very simple interface. It looks a little bit like the Swagger Inspector, if you're familiar with that. And we modeled after that UI with this so that we would keep continuity going forward from the definition standpoint. So here we go. We've got this OpenAPI Swagger button. What this allows you to do is integrate with your Swagger definitions directly. You also have the ability to just enter in the URL endpoint information manually if you want to. In this case, we're going to take a look at some definitions that we've created for a pet store. So from here, you get to see all of the different endpoints that are available in that definition. And we're going to go ahead and pull back a specific pet. So we get the base URL. We modify the parameter we need to create the endpoint in question, hit validate. And from there, we've made a call to the API itself. We get back our results, and we can see if it looks like what we're expecting it to look like. In this case, we can also create very quickly some assertions to make sure this is the proper response for that call. So we go ahead and add this JSON assertion, and that's pretty much it for defining the actual endpoint itself. Now we can go on, and in one more step, we can create a monitor out of this. So we go from the definition itself to the monitor. So from here, you can set the name, and you can choose the key attributes that you need. The interval, what firing mode you're going to use, how it's going to run from around the world or from your private locations, depending on how you've got AlertSite set up. So I'll add a few more locations here. We'll run from Birmingham in the UK and maybe from Brussels as well in Belgium. From here, all we have to do is click Start Monitoring, and that monitor is saved and will be scheduled to run from wherever we configured it to run around the world. So a few minutes ago, I created a monitor from my OpenAPI definition. Let's take a look in the dashboard and see what it looks like. So you can see here the tile. I've now filtered the view down to just the monitor I created, and we can see that we're starting to get results. It's successfully running. You can see it's running every 5 minutes. The last runtime is shown on the timestamp. And you can also see that alerts are set up on it. So that's some things you can see at a glance from the tile on the dashboard. You have a few quick controls that you can do right from this gear icon to jump to different parts of the UI related to that monitor. For right now, let's take a quick look into the results. So you can see here that we just ran from Birmingham, UK. And the results were good. It looks good. It's a very fast, quick hit monitor, but still we get to see the network timings at a glance here. We'll be able to see over time the current results against the baseline, so we can see the relative performance of that monitor as we start to get more and more runs while the monitor is running on an ongoing basis. We had the initial run from Atlanta at 11:24, and then we jump over here, and just about 5 minutes later, we have our second run in Birmingham. So that's pretty much it. You create the monitor, you start it running, and it's up and running, and you have full visibility into it in the AlertSite console going forward. Thanks.